what we wanted, but hey, it was fun. Little guy. It's a little one. Not too big. Another one. Not a bad little guy. Fun to catch though. Just a little bowfin. Normally don't catch them that small. That's what I'm talking about. Come here, buddy. That's a better one. Well, about a 3-pounder. .304. That's a good one. I just missed one and caught one. One of my buddies watched a guy catch one on a popper.
Yep, that's what we were catching them on a popper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where did they fish at Sunday?
Spring Garden. I fished the ABA and then the Twin.
ABA was on Saturday and Sunday was at
Twin Rivers or something. I'm not even sure. I think it's Twin Rivers or Poor Boys. No, it was the Poor Boys by Wayne. Yeah. Yeah, the Twin Rivers, they got one this Sunday on the Pamlico. I love that place. I'd much rather fish the Pamlico than here. There's a lot more fish to be caught on the Pamlico.
That ABA, was that on, where was that at?
Spring Garden.
Oh, okay.
I think it took 14 pounds to win the ABA and then 14 pounds to win the Poor Boys. And then the ABA is 6.5 took first place, and the same thing Sunday, 6.5 took first.
We fished up on Roanoke Sunday, our club tournament. We had a guy that had an 8-12.
I could believe it. Shoot, this time of the year, if you want to catch a giant, this is when to do it.
Yeah. Now usually you catch bigger fish January, February, March here on the news than the other times.
Yeah?
You don't even catch nothing in your phone sometimes.
Son of a gun, that's a damn giant.
Talking about big ones.
Dang, son. That's my second one that size. Dang, I wasn't expecting that. There you go.
You caught one like that so far.
Yeah, me and my brother came down here about, let's say 3 weeks ago on that the cat final, the championship. We ended up having 2073, I think.
Ooh.
And then the weekend before that, I had almost 22 on the Pamlico.
Wow.
361. Just a little guy. Not very big. Right in the top of the mouth. Right where you want them. You hook them there, you don't lose them. Ah, that's a nice one. Let me tell you something. It's not glorious how I'm fishing. What I'm doing is not very fun or glorious by no means, but it's getting bit. What y'all haven't seen is today I am fishing extremely slow. Like I'm talking about borderline not fun. That is slow as I'm fishing. And every time I've sped up or I've started fishing faster or I've noticed myself fishing a little too fast, I've stopped getting bit. And every time that I've really slowed down, like brutally slow, and just barely moving my bait on the bottom, I get bit. It's not fun. It's nothing special, but this time of the year, today is a really warm day, but the water's, I think those guys that were fishing around me, I think they said it was 51. I don't have my graph on, but it's just slow. It's just very slow fishing. And you just gotta be patient. I mean, I'd be extremely happy today if I was in a tournament. That was another probably like two and a half, probably like a 270. And then the other ones, one of them was pushing close to 4, and then the other one was a little over 3. So in a day of tournament fishing, especially in the winter time, it's January, you just can catch them. I mean, it just works. But in January, it's just really slow. I know I don't sound like super excited, even though I've caught 3 good fish, which I am excited, but it's not how I would prefer to fish. But I don't mind fishing like this. It's just something that I really have to force myself to do and really force myself to slow down. But it works. So guys, let's see if we can catch one more. I'm not gonna fish much longer. So that was actually a really awesome fish to catch right at the end, but let's see if we can catch maybe one more. I hope y'all saw that. Oh man. Dang, guys, I don't know what's going on, but dude, I'm getting bit back here. I've caught 4, and like, well, I lost that one that y'all saw flying through the air, but they're getting a little bit smaller. But dang, I'm getting bit, and it's shallow back here. This warm water has them pushed up shallower than what they probably would be. Nice. Pickerel. There you go. Alright guys, I'm wrapping today up. It was a good time. I caught some fish. I caught some decent ones, and yeah, it was a fun time. I don't really get this many opportunities to fish around people like this. Most of the time I fish tournaments on the weekend, and then I get to go fish sometimes during the week. So I really didn't expect to catch many. Once I saw that those 2 older guys were in here, I figured, well, it's gonna be a tough bite. I'm probably not gonna catch many, but we ended up catching a couple. So it just shows that even though there's fishing pressure if you're willing to slow down, downsize in a bait and profile, I would say that was by far the two most important things that I did. Was profile of lure. I was throwing a pretty small, compact flipping bait, and I was throwing it and just working it really slow, extremely slow. In videos and stuff, you really don't get to understand 100% what people do in these videos. But all I can say is I was fishing extremely slow. Like, throw it out there and just barely move it. I was probably moving my bait at maybe 3 to 4 inches at a time. Just barely move it, stop, reel the line up, barely move it, stop, reel the line up, barely move it. That's what I was doing most of the time. And the thing is, even though I was fishing a pretty small bait, I'm throwing this on my flipping stick. This is my flipping setup. The reel is not the reel I would normally flip with. This is a 6-8-1. It's kind of too slow for me personally. Obviously it works fine, but I'd prefer to have like a 7 or an 8 if I had like to choose between a 6, a 7, and an 8. I would probably choose the 8. But the best all-around reel for like flipping probably is a 7 if you were gonna go out and buy a reel. But this is a 7.4 heavy, extra fast. So this is, I mean, this rod is stiff. This is not a very wimpy rod, and I'm only throwing a bait probably about that big. It's not very big. So and I'm throwing it on a 1/4 ounce weight on a 1/0 Fusion EWG. This is the only EWG I will throw, is the Fusion 19. I really would prefer not to throw an EWG. I really don't like throwing an EWG, but this was the only hook small enough to fit the bait that I was throwing, is this 1/0. Yeah, you could have probably gotten away with like a 2/0 straight shank, but I don't like putting a really big hook in the baits that I throw. I like to try to match the bait to the hook, or the hook to the bait. I don't like, my brother, for example, he likes throwing a giant flipping hook. He wants to get the biggest hook he can for whatever bait he's throwing, if it's plastic wise. I'm almost the exact opposite. I was throwing, earlier this year, I was throwing a 2/0 on a 10-inch worm, a 2/0 round bin. I mean, that hook's only about that big on a bait that's that big. Never missed them. Hardly ever did I miss a fish. So it's really it all depends on confidence wise. But for this today, I was throwing a 1/0 Fusion 19 with a 1/4 ounce weight, not pegged. When I'm throwing baits that small or smaller baits, I don't like pegging my weight, because everything is already so small and the hook is so small. What happens, I feel like, when you have a bigger hook or a small hook, a smaller hook, okay, not a bigger hook, but a smaller hook, and you have your weight pegged, that hook's not very big, and what happens is, boop, you just blow the fish's mouth open. You just set the hook too hard, and the hook never has time to catch. So I will say, when you're throwing a small hook like this, a small EWG or small round bin, don't set the hook too hard. I mean, I got a meat stick. I consider this a meat stick. You don't have to set the hook hard. Just reel down, feel the weight of the fish, let him swim off, and then just pull. Like, I know that sounds weird when you hear people say pull. It's literally just you feel the weight, reel up your slack, and just like, I don't know how to describe it. It's literally just that motion. You just, and pull as hard as you can when you feel the weight of the fish. And most of the time, you're probably gonna hook them. Not all the time, but I mean, I think it's better than reeling down and slacklining. So guys, I appreciate y'all joining me today. I know this was a little, I guess a little bit on the more ranty side, but I like to talk fishing. So any chance I get to talk fishing, I normally talk too much and I say too many things that most of the time don't make sense. So guys, I appreciate y'all watching. And oh, by the way, the line I'm throwing is 20-pound C21, super cheap line. Don't feel like you have to go buy $40 fluorocarbon. Just don't do it. Go experiment, find you some good affordable line. Red Label is a great option. I've never thrown it, but a lot of my friends and a lot of my buddies throw Red Label. So yeah guys, I throw C21. This is 20-pound C21, 1/0 hook, 1/4 ounce weight, not pegged, and on a 7.4 heavy, extra fast. And if you're gonna flip, get like a 7 or an 8. That would be my suggestion. So guys, I hope y'all enjoyed, and I hope y'all have a fantastic day.